Okay, it's 6:01 Sunday evening, 7:19, and you can see this replicanto. I wanted you to see this part of it. Basically says you're responsible to monitor your positions. If you haven't used replicanto, it's what I use to trade multiple accounts, copy trader. So that is okay. I had a glitch where Ninja wouldn't start, so I had to reboot. Hate that I missed this down downtrend, but I'm so tempted to jump in there, but I'm not going to. So my funded, the PA account will be the leader. PA is the leader. And okay, sorry, this is taking a little longer than it should. 5-9 is blind, so I wanted to trade 6, 7, and 60. So 6, 7, and 60. 6, 7, and 60. Okay. Now this means double the whatever the leader is, and we can talk about that some of the day if you want more detail. So these trades often reverse. This is low enough. I like to catch it like on the opposite end, but it's a new day, so really everything's fresh. But I'm just thinking this is going up, even though everything's down.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Um, like I'm trading the edge in the opposite direction. So I'll take a chance of whatever this would be, $10. Might have missed it. But I still think it can go all the way up here. So now I'm risking 20.
Order filled.
So from yesterday, downtrend, I should say Friday, downtrend. This is, again, Sunday with Apex Trader funding. Anything, when the market opens the previous night, it counts towards the next day. So I'm really trading Monday as far as Apex is concerned. So Monday goes from 6 o'clock p.m. tonight until 5 p.m. tomorrow. Well, looks like I should have gone with the trend, huh? What is the low? 82. Oops, go down one more just to make sure. Sometimes it does go down to the tick and reverses, and that really always just kind of torques me. So I don't want that to happen. I don't mind if it actually stops me out. Well, I do. We never like being stopped out, but when it's because I don't have my stop where I think it should be, and I get stopped out, that's frustrating. So don't want to get psychologically torqued up on the first trade of the night. 32. Oh, okay. I was about to say, how is that? $32. It should be only like 20, and it is. If you recall, I mentioned that some of those copy trades, it's twice, 2 times whatever the leader is. So this would be trading exactly what the leader is, and this is 2 times what the leader is. So that's the reason why this is double. I typically start out with one or two contracts. If I like the trade, I may start out just right off with two. Um, Sometimes I add, like right now I could add. People will tell you that's adding to a loser, but not in my world. Long as I don't move my stop, I can add to a loser. Just like there's so many times that you can add like one contract like this.
Order submitted.
It'll come down there, fill it, because this, and then go right back up. So you can do one or two things. You can hold on to that full contract to the target, and so then you have a much better risk reward. Or what I sometimes do, maybe often do, I really don't know how often I do it and how much I don't know. I don't track all my stats. Or more accurately, I probably don't track any of my stats in the sense of what trade works, what doesn't. I'm not a believer in back testing anymore. I've spent literally hundreds, if not hundreds of hours. Hundreds. I mean, I don't know if I could even say up to 1,000, but I mean many, many, many hours back testing. Some of it by hand, some of it on paper, most of it electronically using simulators to do the back testing. And I've come up with some that you make $1 million in a year. Well, you put them into a real environment, and several things happen. Slippage. You don't get the fills you did in your back test. I mean, if you're doing it automated. You get stopped out when you don't expect it. And, of course, the biggest one with a lot of these things, you just can't follow the system. And with VectorVest, I used that for a while for back testing. They delete some of the information in the system, so you're not even back testing real information, and that can happen with any electronic back testing system. You think you're actually testing it, but you're not, because they've changed the data. So I think for some it's good to feel comfortable that they've tested their system. That way they believe in it when things don't go as planned and it's hard to follow a system because you don't believe in it. Well, you have to believe in it enough to trade it. Otherwise, it's probably not going to work. I'm going to cancel this.
Order canceled.
It's going up and down so much. I'm more inclined to think this is going to come down and stop me out and not just come. In other words, if it rolled over again, I think that increases my chances to getting stopped out. I don't want to just add one just for show and tell and get stopped out, because even though this is simulated trading, it's real money if we can get to the payout. And again, this is a funded account that I've gotten 3 payouts on. And so I'm working towards the 4th. And so it's real money, and we should treat it that way. Now, the evaluations, well, this is Sam. Let me pop one of these on here so you can see what they look like. What's the other one I had? 6, 7. Now it's looking promising. Probably one more candle. I'm going to move my stop up. What is frustrating, though, is when you move a stop, I'm going to move this up too. Now that there's a good chance that it's going to go up here and break through. The hardest part on this type of look is getting over that. Once you're over that, um, you know, like anything, I've heard guys say, well, to get up here, it's got to get over here first. Well, duh. Um, but there is kind of some truth to that in a way. I mean, it's kind of a silly saying. Sounds ridiculous to say the only way it's getting to 74.95 is to get to, past 74.90. But now that it has made this hurdle, it could shoot up there quickly, or it could come right on back. Actually, now that if this was Friday, I would probably move this down here. Which one has 2 accounts? Okay, I'm going to leave this here, which is a 1-to-1. This one has 2. If it'll let me. For some reason, if you put on one at a time, then you can change them. Like you can move one down, but if you enter on 2 contracts for whatever reason, you can't move just one down. In other words, I wanted to move one contract to be down here somewhere, and that way I get at least some profit. But can't do it. 74.95. But I'm still I want one of these accounts to get some decent profit. All right, now my feeling is it shouldn't get down here anymore. So back to testing. I think it is good to just look and decide what you think works. Mine is more visual than anything. I don't need any indicators on here. I mean, naked trading is kind of one of those popular things. Not popular. Actually, few people do it, as far as I know. To me, the successful traders, they trade naked charts, meaning there's no indicators. Now, I like a few, like these moving averages. Like this is a 20-minute, 20-minute. I think these are Bollinger Bands. It's been a while since I put them on, so actually I'm not positive what the rate. Oh, they're up here. I was going to say the ranges are, but you can look up here and see what I have. As far as the moving averages and ranges and all that. Okay, now this is so close, I'm not taking a loss. Now some people will say, never move your target, never move your loss. Well, that messes with my psychology.
Order filled.
And I think psychology is more important
Order filled.
than keeping some stiff rules. So I like that. First trade, $40. Let's see, realized profit. Okay. So 40's not bad for a first trade. Now again, I say again, I keep forgetting that was the last video. So I guess I'll just try to say things over again and not say again. I just repeat myself, and then if you've heard it once before, or if this is 20, 30 videos down the road and you've heard it 20 or 30 times, well, I guess we'll just go with it. This $250, that is for ES. That's for ES. Well, I stopped trading ES. Every now and then I will. Maybe even every day, once or twice I will. Probably shouldn't. I'm still kind of trying to decide. But anyway, when you see the 250, that's actually $25. When you see 125, that's $12.50. So, and that's, one contract. Quite often, if I put 2, then it's going to be twice as much, just like we saw here. So I moved my target down a little bit on that one, and another reason these don't exactly match. Um, they copy trading. These should all be the same. Just like these 50,000 accounts. Once I start trading those, um, they should all be the same. But when you move something down like I did for this particular account, then I only got $75 instead of $80. At this point, I'm a bit mixed. I'm more inclined to go short at this point, mainly because it is back to where it was at the high of the day, the opening.
Order submitted.
So this line is when the day
Order
starts.
submitted.
So this is the high of the day, right there, high of Sunday. And because this is a downtrend from last week, from Friday, last week, however you want to look at it, from Friday, downtrend, downtrend, going with the flow, with the trend, this should go down. But a lot of times, the next day, it's like starting over. It's like a whole new trend. But I'm going to go with it. And as you can see, these do take a while to play out. So I'm going to post 1 or 2, 3 trades a day, probably at the most. And then I'll show you a summary of what happened after that. Okay, now this could easily come up here and stop me out, but I like to have a little bit of gain here for you to view. And we'll see if it keeps going. This could very well go down here and finally take out, not finally, come down here and take out this low, which I thought I was going to do earlier. I'm going to go ahead and move this all the way down, which dramatically increases the odds this is going to go back up. But I like this gap here on this candle, so it'd have to reverse this 1 minute candle the entire way, or 2 minute candle. I'm sorry. Maybe I should have made that one. No wonder these are taking so long to form. My apologies on that. Usually I only change it to 2 minute. Well, I do it 2 times. Anytime I see 50 cents in here, like that 91.50, I don't like to see that much room in here because I like to be able to calculate quickly in my head what the profit or what the targets and losses are. But the beauty of the 2 minute, if this is a 2 minute range, well, then it's $10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So it's easier to calculate. So I am going to leave it here 2 minutes. But if you see me change it back and forth, there's no real rhyme or reason necessarily. It's just how I feel at that particular moment. Unless it's 50 cents. As I mentioned, 50 cents intervals, like, you know what I'm saying. The middle of this is, well, I guess I'd have to change it back to a minute to make that sense. Anytime there's 50 cents in here,
Order filled.
I can't take it. So, all right. Well, that is all for now. I just will point out that single contracts, $132, or 2 contracts, $132. There's nothing wrong with that. If you feel like you need to be making $300, $500, or $1,000, trading ES, and that would be $1,000 if I traded ES. That's crazy. I was crazy for a long time. I blew so many accounts. I forgot what it was, like 400 accounts. If you look at video number 1, it tells you all about that in detail. But that's all for now. I will do a summary when I'm finished. It is now 6:43. I am wrapped up for the evening. I may not trade at all tomorrow. My main goal is to hit $250 in the PA account, and I've hit that. And I have a lot to do tomorrow and Tuesday as well, so I'm not sure if I'll be trading in the day. So this does count for Monday, according to Apex. And to show you the summary so far, 1, 2, 3, 4. So four accounts, $764. Once again, if you're trading ES, you might consider stopping. That's an easy way to blow an account, and just trade the micros. So, that would have been a $7,000 day. What else? Yeah, that's enough for that. So I will show you this every day, so it's, I'm not blowing smoke, that I actually trade, and we'll walk through this together. Hopefully I can get another payout, and you can see that it is possible, because I spent my first 2 years in Apex without getting any payouts. Hit a few funded accounts, but no payouts. And the first one came, second one came, multiple came, but the most I've ever gotten from one account is 3. So if I can get a 4th account, that'll be pretty exciting, because that'll be new territory for me. That's all for now. If this is helpful, please like, subscribe, make a few comments to help me know where you want to go and how I can help, and I'll be glad to do it. See you next time.